Let's do an exercise together. I do so many exercises in Becoming You. Most of them are designed to help people figure out their values. And you can't do anything. You cannot figure out anything you're supposed to do with your life if you don't know what your values are. Okay, values are our deeply held beliefs and desires about how we want to live. Okay, people say they know what they are, but generally people have a very vague and general sense of my values. Oh, what matters to you? Family, financial security, success. But the range of what family means is everything from like seeing my family on, the major holidays all the way to sort of like living next door to my brother. Okay. There's a big range in what family means. I mean, family can mean being a good uncle to your nephew, and family can mean having 7 children, and just all sorts of variation. And success, again, very, very personal what that means. And yet people consider that a value. I mean, success can be, or financial security, that's another one, to sort of having enough money to have 2 cars, all the way towards having like a helipad for each one of your children, okay? What accounts for financial achievement is a very wide range of definitions. All right, so to get to your values, in Becoming You, we do 7 or 8 exercises. We don't do the one I'm about to share with you, but I really like it because it's a fast way to start thinking about what actually are my values. So let's just hear me out. You may want to grab a piece of paper and a pencil for this one, or you can just do it in your head. Just let yourself be free for a moment and think about this. I don't know what happiness means, but I know I'm never sad when I'm blank. I don't know what happiness means, but I know I'm never sad when I'm blank. And it could be something like, I know I'm never sad when I'm in the boat with my dog. Or I know I'm never sad when I'm writing a project with my friend Sally. I know I'm never sad when I'm driving to the country. I know I'm never sad when I've just closed a deal. Okay, your immediate first or second answer to that are the beginning. They're the threshold to you understanding your values. Okay, so just take a second. I don't know what happiness is. I don't know. You don't have to include that line because I do because I don't know what happiness is. And I do know one thing about happiness. It's an outcome, not a goal, but that's for another podcast. Let's just say this. I don't know what happiness is. I just know I'm never sad when I'm, okay? I mean, send me your answers. Or leave your answers in the comments if you're watching this on YouTube. I have gotten a lot of answers when I've had this. I think I had this as a Instagram reel, and people sent their answers in. So for me, I have 2 answers right away. I don't know what happiness is, but I know I'm never sad in the pottery studio. Okay, so like I'm not a potter. My daughter actually is a professional potter. So is my mom. And I have childlike, very poor pottery. I give it as gifts. My poor friends, they all have like little pots for me. But I'm never sat in the pottery studio. And you know what this talks to? This actually has a very interesting implications for my values. So when I'm in the pottery studio, I'm almost never alone. I'm usually there with my children. You would think right off the bat, it's about artistic expression, but I don't think artistic expression is necessarily my value. I think it's about the activity of pottery, which is a shared family activity. I always say things like, some families golf and some families play tennis, and my family does pottery together. I'm almost always in a loving family situation. So I actually think my value right there is about my family's intimacy. And another one of mine, I don't know what happiness is, but I'm never sad when I'm writing. Okay, and this is very straightforward. I am a writer. It's very important for me to express myself with words. I feel like the analogy I often use is that when I'm writing, I feel like I'm skating. And let me say, I feel like I'm skating like an Olympic skater. I feel really good. I feel very free. I have a certain kind of joy that writers can feel. That was like my second answer for it. And these are right at the heart of my values. I mean, I could talk about my values for a long time because this is what I study. This is what I write about. But those are my 2. Lisa, what did we get from readers when this was a reel?
I'm never sad when I'm arranging flowers.
Oh, isn't that beautiful? So, I mean, I'd have to know this person better, but I mean, their immediate answer is arranging flowers. And that might have something to do with the value around harmony, or about sort of things that are aesthetically pleasing. But flowers and arranging flowers is about self-expression, but also creating beauty for others. And that would be a value right there, creating beauty for other people. That is a value for sure. What's another one?
I'm never sad when I'm in Italy.
Ooh, okay. Well, again, Italy, I mean, there's not a lot of people who would disagree with that. Is Italy just the greatest place on earth? Yes, it is. But I mean, this is about I'd love to know more about what's happening in Italy. I mean, are they in Italy looking at art? Are they in Italy, sitting and having like bread and wine. What else is there to do in Italy but have bread and wine? Oh my God. What is actually happening? But I would dig deeper to find out what was going on in that Italy answer. But that's, that immediately going to Italy tells you a lot.
I'm never sad when I'm having coffee or find myself in a small, family-owned, character-filled espresso bar.
Oh, okay. That person should go open their own espresso bar. I mean, I think right away, this tells me a lot about this person's values. I mean, their value, they answer, I mean, it's as much what you don't say as what you do say. Okay, so what they're not saying is in Italy, and they're not saying in a pottery studio. They're saying, and there's some interesting words in there. I'm in a small family-owned espresso bar. There's something about having a kind of control over your life, a kind of peacefulness, a kind of centering. That's what I'm visualizing that, and that tells me exactly what that person needs in their life, what a real value would be. I mean, I have a friend who one time quit her job, and I said, "Why'd you do that?" And she said, "I need to have my coffee in the morning." And it wasn't about the coffee. It was about self-control. Oh, she had no control in her life, and she needed to get some control over her life. But that answer right there paints for me a picture of a kind of lifestyle that this person values. And it's very, very important to know what kind of lifestyle you value. Let's do another.
I'm never sad when I'm talking to people.
Yeah, okay. I'm never sad when I'm talking to people. I mean, here's a person who gets their energy off of talking to other people. This is obviously an extrovert. Jack and I, the two biggest extroverts who ever lived, thank God we found each other. Like if we went into a party that was filled with strangers, like we were so turned on. This was like the most exciting night. And we had, for our children, 4 introverts, and they were like going to a party where they didn't know everyone was agony. This is just part of who you are. This person, imagine that being your first answer, talking to people. This tells you so much about how you need to live and what kind of job you should have and what kind of neighborhood you should live in and how you should lead your life. I love this exercise. Let's just do one last one.
I'm never sad when I'm buying new clothes for me and my kids. Just
okay.
being honest.
That's beautiful. I love that, just being honest. When I'm buying new clothes for me and my kids, and to me, I mean, I would love to know more about what this person's childhood was like, but this is a kind of financial security that allows you to get new things for yourself and your children. If she was just buying new clothes or he was just buying new clothes for himself or herself, this would be a totally different answer. But the answer to be doing it for themselves and their kids is about a self-determination and agency and a kind of freedom that maybe they did not experience earlier in their life. That's my guess. So try this exercise. It just starts to unfold the beautiful opening peony that your values are, if you can visualize that. I don't know what happiness is, but I know I'm never sad when I'm instant answer or second answer. Send me your answers if you want, and I'll do my best to interpret them. I love the ones that you read, and go forth and do that. This is just one of the many exercises that it takes to sort of figure out who you are standing still, which is what Becoming You is all about.